Both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 lost an exclusive today. One was to be expected, and the other was a complete surprise. What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and maybe subscribe to the channel if you're new or enjoy the content. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so what are we talking about today? Well, Cuphead is no longer an Xbox One console exclusive. It is making its way to the Nintendo Switch on April 18th. It's kind of been in the rumors. Me and Jez Corden have talked about this a lot on the Xbox 2 podcast. It was expected, but this next bit of news was not. You see, nobody thought that Detroit Become Human and all of Quantic Dream's games like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, everybody thought those games would remain exclusive to the PlayStation ecosystem, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 3, where the first two games were. But 30 minutes after Cuphead was announced coming to the Nintendo Switch, it was also announced that Quantic Dream's games like Detroit Become Human would be coming exclusively to the PC via the Epic Games Store. And the fanboys were definitely in their feels today in both scenarios. So we're going to talk a little bit about Cuphead first, and this is what StudioMDHR had to say about it. They said it's no secret that Cuphead is a direct descendant of retro action games like Contra on the Nintendo Entertainment System, so it's surreal to finally have one of our own games on a Nintendo system. We're beyond thrilled to be able to bring Cuphead to a brand new audience on Nintendo Switch. Playing the game on a console with such a big focus on local co-op really reminds Jared and I of our days gaming together as kids. Now, if you recall, when this game was first kind of debuted a couple of E3s ago, they always came out and said it would remain console exclusive forever on the Xbox One. It would never come to the PlayStation, even though they had secured a deal for the game to come out on PC. It's on Steam, and I think it's also on Windows 10. Well, something must have changed because now it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, and if you watch the Nintendo Indies direct presentation today, Nintendo actually said, hey, thanks to our friends at Microsoft. So some sort of clause, maybe Microsoft allowed them to do it. I think Microsoft was instrumental in basically allowing this to happen, because I would imagine in the initial contract where Microsoft gave them money to make this game, they say, hey, you can go to PC, you can build a version for Mac and Linux, however you can't go on any console, and they agreed at the time. But now Microsoft's whole strategy is about, putting their games everywhere. They want Xbox Live on the Switch, they want it on Steam, they want it on PlayStation, although PlayStation doesn't seem to really want it right now. And they're going to use Cuphead because Xbox Live integration is coming to Cuphead on the Switch. This is what Microsoft had to say. We are partnering with StudioMDHR to investigate bringing Xbox Live features beyond Xbox and PC to Nintendo Switch. Yes, this means that fans will now have the opportunity to experience StudioMDHR's award-winning debut game on Nintendo Switch with Xbox Live. We'll be working with StudioMDHR to implement Xbox Live features into Cuphead on the Nintendo Switch in the coming months. Given the early stage of our work with StudioMDHR, the Xbox Live features will appear in a post-launch update to Cuphead on Nintendo Switch. We'd like to thank StudioMDHR and Nintendo for their help in this investigation. So you probably have to log into an Xbox Live account, earn achievements for the Xbox, things like that, although it won't be there right away. So it seems that Microsoft kind of let them out of the contract and allowed it to go to the Nintendo Switch, which, it's great. Cuphead is one of the best games of this generation. It's going to sell gangbusters on the Switch, and it's a franchise that quite frankly deserves more eyes on it and more sales just based on how good it is. So I, for one, am happy that it's going to get a new audience, and I'm sure Microsoft is happy that more people will be logging into Xbox Live and these developers are going to be making more money. Now, the other announcement that happened today was a weird one. Sony games typically don't really come to PC. Some do, like Flower and I think Journey, but for the most part, they remained exclusive to the PlayStation ecosystem, namely the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. Some games are on PS Now, like Bloodborne and Killzone, and you can actually stream those games on your PC. But for the most part, Sony really keeps their exclusive games, the one that they made agreements with, on the console itself as a way to sell the console. So it was very interesting. 30 minutes after Cuphead was announced for Nintendo Switch, and you had PlayStation guys making fun of Xbox guys as usual about, haha, you lost another exclusive, you dumb Xbot, hold that L. Here comes the announcement that Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, and Beyond Two Souls were leaving PlayStation and heading to Epic's game store on the PC, with I think they have a 1-year exclusivity deal before they head to Steam. And those same people that were just holding out them L's to Xbox fans for Cuphead were getting those L's handed back to them, as Detroit Become Human was a fantastic game and a PlayStation exclusive that I adored last year. It was definitely in my top 10, and to see those people backtrack about it it was pretty entertaining to watch. Now, what went on here? As far as I know, I think Detroit Become Human and Beyond Two Souls are actually IPs, or at least trademarked, owned by Sony. Heavy Rain, I think, was owned by Quantic Dream. So why did Sony allow this? It could be a simple solution, you know, a couple different ways of looking at it. Either this is just the beginning of Sony putting their games on PC and just happen to have that Epic money hat of, here you go. Epic's going to give money to people like they've been throwing around all this cash to get games away from Steam. Maybe Epic's going to be offering it to Sony, and we could see a bunch of former PlayStation exclusives, PlayStation 4 exclusives, come to Epic Game Store. Maybe something like Bloodborne, maybe something like God of War, although I really highly doubt something like God of War will come to PC. So that's one way of looking at it. The other is that this is a second-party game, and maybe Sony just felt with Quantic Dream leaving and going out multi-platform, and it's a developer they had a long relationship with, where they both made lots of money, sold a lot of PlayStations, that they were willing to throw Quantic Dream a bone, right? Here you go, you're allowed to basically use the 3 games that you made with us, put it on PC, we'll make some more money, you'll make some more money, you'll basically start to develop a new fan base on the PC with these 3 games, so that when you do release your next game, whatever it is, people check it out. It could be as simple as that. And that's the kind of version that I want to think about it, right? Because I honestly don't think we're going to start seeing PlayStation exclusives hit the Epic Game Store or PC. Now, I mean, because you start thinking about, like, the future, the PlayStation 5. As far as we know, Sony's still a very traditional company with a traditional console that are going to use exclusives to help push that to the hardcore and then trickle it down to the casual audience. Unlike Microsoft, who is out there saying, hey, you can play your games everywhere you want, whenever you want, and they want all their content anywhere they can put it. Sony's a little bit different. They're a little bit more traditional, at least right now. Now, that could change with the announcement of the PlayStation 5, and they could change philosophy to kind of compete with the xCloud and Stadia with PlayStation Now. But at this very moment of time, we just assume that Sony's doing a traditional console, and if they are, they need those exclusives and those experiences to sell that traditional console. We'll have to wait and see what Sony's announcement is, and maybe this is a sign that they will be putting their games on PC, and it's just, you know, happens to go through the Epic store. You know, it doesn't hurt. Epic's going to give you a ton of money. You get that 88-12 revenue share, and you start building up a fan base on PC. But I'm not sure that is the case. I would go with the other scenario of that Sony's just throwing a bone to one of its former second-party developers and just helping them out and earning some money on the side. That is how I see it. Now, what is next? Are we going to see any more exclusives from PlayStation go to the Epic Store? Are we going to see any more Xbox exclusives, console exclusives head to the Switch? I do think we will see Ori and the Blind Forest head to the Switch really soon, potentially Ori 2. As far as PlayStation games, I'm not really sure. This might be the only set, but you know, you never know. Bloodborne might come. who really knows at this stage of the game, as it really does seem like gaming is starting to change just a little bit. Anyways guys, that is the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Leave me a comment below about all this. Let me know what you think. Share this out on social media with a friend. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell if you always want to be notified when I drop new content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.